Hello there everyone and welcome back to DML. So today I wanted to talk about the reason why I think that the 6 new divine dragons that have been added in the latest update are actually going to be Chinese New Year themed. And there's actually a lot of reasons why myself and, quite a few other people seem to think that this is what is actually going to be happening. So, of course, with this new update, if we go into the codex and look at the divines, we have 6 new divines added and 2 new legendaries added to the codex overall. But, obviously, last time we got Greek-themed dragons, but there's a few reasons to suggest that perhaps the next set of dragons we're going to be having are actually going to be Chinese themed. And this does have quite a lot to do with the post on Facebook yesterday from the DML page. Obviously, we've already been through this once, but it's the little bit of text that they posted that said, "We plan to start sharing information around the first week of Feb, and you'll also find teasers about the 15 new dragons in the next couple of weeks." And so Chinese New Year, the official date according to Google, is on the 16th of February. Which means that, if they say that in the first week of Feb is when they're going to start sharing info, that is more or less a week before Chinese New Year begins. And obviously they like to give us a little bit of, a little bit of leeway, or a little bit of preparation time, or guessing time. That's what they did last time at least. And there are tons and tons of Chinese gods, air quotes, or mythical beings. There's a little picture here where, we've got the goddess of midwives, Confucius, he's pretty famous, Quanti, the god of war. There are tons of different characters, and God, I don't mean that in like a fake sense, please don't take it like that, but, gods and mythical beings are very famous in, Chinese culture and everything. So there is definitely potential that, just like what we had with, the Aphrodite, the Hypnos, they don't look anything like their human counterparts, they're just sort of based off of them in their own way. And another thing is that if you look at the promotion that's been out for like a day now, this is actually a promotion for the Yin-Yang Dragon, and Yin-Yang is obviously very related to Chinese culture as well, so the question is, why are they releasing this dragon now? Obviously it isn't Chinese New Year yet, so why have they chosen to release it now, and not, the Chinese New Year week, sort of thing. Maybe we're looking into it a little bit too much, but to top all of that off, we do also have the image that they provided us with on Facebook, this one where we got the logo, and then there's like, how they said it was a silhouette of an ancient city of some kind. And I did zoom in on this, and you might not be able to see it properly, but it does look like there's gigantic bonsai trees, because they don't look like the regular DML trees that we found on any of the other islands, and plus the city, or ancient city as they've called it, it looks like pagodas, or like Chinese pagodas, or something like that. Like if we go into Google right now, I'll show you what we're talking about, like if I can find a good example. Anyway, so Chinese, let's do this together. Chinese, is that pagoda? There we go. Chinese pagoda. You'll see that they have this specific design where they have a bunch of different, roofs that make a really tall building, and that looks really similar to a couple of these buildings here. But again, we could be looking into it a little bit too much, and this is not confirmed or anything like that, but the timing is correct. The yin-yang coming out at this time, I think, is a good little indicator that that could be the case. And, I did say yesterday if we got another region set of, mythical beings, that would be super duper cool. I think the likelihood of it happening is pretty high. Like, look, for other Chinese New Year events, we've had the Kong-Ming Dragon before, which is a adorable little guy, a favourite for many people. And then we have the Sunrise Dragon, which I believe is based off of Wukong. Is that actually what they call him, or is that just the lead character? Either way, this is definitely all related to Chinese New Year. It's just the timing seems perfect to me. Again, it's mostly with that post from yesterday. You'll find teasers about the 15 new dragons in the next couple of weeks. You know, that's going to take us to, if it's the 18th, that is going to be the 1st of February. And then they'll have like 2 weeks where they can tease every new dragon that's been added, because there are 15 new ones altogether, obviously. So we've got 8 of them which are legendary and divine only, and then the rest are probably just epics or uncommons or rares and stuff like that. And I think that that's probably a good indication that we'll be getting a Chinese New Year event around about that time, which gives us a couple of weeks of, you know, not having that, or having no events present, which seems pretty standard. So, you know my stance on it. I think that that has like a, I'm going to say an 85% chance probability of being what it's about. We could be wrong. We could be completely wrong. Again, yesterday I was sort of leaning towards that as, you know, what I thought it was going to be. But just seeing a few other people, you know, voice their opinion and say, this is what I think it's about. Oh god, I just collected all the gold recently. I can't do that. But I definitely think that that is what's going to happen. But let me know what your thoughts are on it as well. Obviously, there is no guarantee of anything at this point. You know, but if it is true, and we're going to get some neat looking Chinese-y themed dragons, I love that. Because, you know, I've got the Imperial Dragon, which I believe the Imperial is based off of, you know, Chinese folklore or something like that. Like, the Imperial is this dragon here, which is the one I'm talking about. Look, he has like a big, you know how they have these massive boat things, and then they have little decorations on the back? That's what he's based off of, I believe. And then we do also have the Yin-Yang Dragon, which I think was for, was that last year's? Last year's Chinese New Year? Or the year before? Either way, you know, he's so bright. I love the design of the Chinese dragons in this game. I think they're some of the best designed, like, sort of country themed or country specific dragons. I think they're some of the best that have ever been released in DML, honestly. So, just some of the weird ideas that they can come up with. Like the Yin-Yang Dragon. Who comes up with a weird design like that just off the top of their head? Honestly, I love it. But, you know, you can have your own opinions as well. A few people were saying they think it was some kind of underwater themed place. You know, since it's over the horizon, I sort of doubt that a little bit. But obviously, anything could happen. I'm just waiting. I'm on the edge of my seat trying to find more info about what the heck is going on, obviously. But, you know, I'm sure I'll be with you every step of the way as soon as we get new info on stuff. I'll be here to, you know, go through what I want to go through and what I think the deal is. You know, I did say with the post originally, I thought it was going to be divine dragons from, you know, the sunset and everything, and obviously that was true, but whether it has any relation to Apollo, you know, that doesn't look very likely. But the fact that, you know, the Apollo Dragon still isn't out is kind of like, what are you doing with him? Are you gonna release him randomly in the middle of all this? If it's some weird special event that includes, like, you know, Chinese-themed dragons? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. But, you know, there's my thoughts for now on what I think's gonna happen, and we don't have any idea what the elements are gonna be for any of the dragons, obviously. At least not until they start releasing info, which they said that's going to be in about 2 weeks. So, you know, I'm sure there'll end up being things leaked in one place or another, but I never trust that stuff. I never trust leaked info for more than one reason. Let's see what we get in the dungeon. You getting me another holly? Nah, but you gave me some food. It's not too bad. One thing to note is that the... what's it called event? The Frenzy event for the food is now over. I did use Kronos to get an extra cycles worth of food, and, you know, we have been feeding up our Hermes quite a lot. So he went from, like, level 50-something to level 63 in, like, a few days. Or, like, a week or something, which is not bad. Not bad at all. My only worry is that now, since we have Andy at level 80... if there is a castle event that ends up coming out, we only have 3 possible elements to use, because I used to use Andy and Saini for the castle stuff, but now Saini's only level 70, so, we're gonna struggle quite a bit for castle events with elemental restrictions. So, all I can hope and pray for is that, like the last Divine event that we had, all of the levels require Legendary Shadow and Light. I hope and pray that that is going to be the requirement for the final 2 levels, because otherwise we are going to struggle quite a bit. You know, if we had Joker leveled up a little bit, that would give us the wind element, but wind isn't that useful, and plant, you know, that'll go along with Andy. What, do you think it's possible to get Joko to level, like, 76 by the time the event starts? I don't know. I don't know, because it's a lot of goddamn food. I'll let you know that much. But, you know, I think, for the most part, that should do me for now. Again, I'm really curious as to why they brought out the Yin-Yang now, rather than a little bit later on. That says to me that they are planning on releasing other Chinese-themed dragons closer to the, you know, actual Chinese New Year event itself. So, I'm intrigued. Definitely interested, but him being out in the promotion probably does also mean that they don't plan on releasing him as a Dragon of the Week or a Dragon of the Month or anything like that. So I'd probably, you know, give up on that thought process. Could happen. But I think I bought him in a bundle because I did like a poll and I asked whether I should buy him or not last time, and everyone voted yes, of course. That's the only reason I have our little Amok here. But, like I said, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think I'm looking into this picture far too much. Again, I do see bonsai trees and pagodas. I do. That is what I see. I cannot unsee it at this point, and that is all that I can think of, to be honest with you. But, anyway, for now, thank you for listening to my little ramblings, and until next time, I will see you then.